more day.
August 10th.
2007.
Beneath your busy feet, don't let the grass grow above you when you rest.
On Monday, back on my job, I couldn't hold my balance, and I work with steel, and I work with industrial saws. So it's not safe for me. If I've not got good balance, it wasn't safe for me to go back to work, and I was out of work for
2 weeks.
2 weeks after the accident in the head. And finally, Barry, the owner, said, "Terry, you need to go to the doctor and see."
Sister or your wife, one more day, you can watch the grass grow. One more day.
So I went to Dr. Geddes, and he was wanting me to go get a CT scan.
Later.
A couple of days later, anyway, we went and got the CT scan. And when the results come back, I had another doctor's appointment at Geddes, so I went back to see him, and he looked at him and he said, Terry, there's something there that I just something don't look right, so I'm gonna order you an MRI. So he ordered me an MRI at Dr. Kanos's office, and I went September, was it the 5th? September 5th.
Or your wife, one more day, you can watch the sunrise. One more day.
The computer was sitting here, and he reached right there and hit a button on the computer, and it looked like it was a baseball on top of my head. And he said, "That's what's wrong with you right there." He said, "You got a brain tumor."
Hallelujah, you got one more.
He said, "Son, you're gonna die." I said, "Excuse me?" He said, "You're going to die. You got a brain tumor." I said, "Right there it is." I said, "But sir, you don't know who I know." He said, "Terry, I'm telling you, you're going to die. You need to go home, make your will out, divide your assets between your children, if you have any." I said, "Yes, sir. I have 3 boys at home." And I said, "Sir, I'm telling you, you don't know who I know." And I turned to my wife and I said, "Lord, Jesus is going to heal me." And I looked back at the doctor and I told Dr. Kanos, I said, "Jesus,
Above you when you rest. You got one more day to get to where you're going.
owns B&R Machining, is a Boy Scout. He helps with the Boy Scouts, which is Julie's husband, Keith. So him and Barry got to talking. Keith and Barry got to talking. Come to find out, Keith was a brain tumor survivor, which, I didn't know. And so Barry told Keith, Keith told Julie. Julie sent some paperwork with Keith, with Barry, to bring to B&R Machining, where I was working. And Barry was fixing to go to Charleston fishing, so he gave the paperwork to his daughter and said, "Make sure Terry gets this paperwork before he leaves this shop." So right when I was fixing to clock out, Alicia was there. She said, "Terry, Daddy said, make sure you get this paperwork." And that's how we met Julie.
Yes, I know how it feels to be afraid, but right now you got one more
Good
day.
darn. Angie called Julie, and
She was there.
Miss
She's
Julie,
been there every time.
she been very, very supportive. She lined everything up at Duke for us. She even called me, and you know how Julie, she talks real fast. "Terry, Dr. Freeman's going to do this, Dr. Silverman's going to do this, they're going to line this up, but he's going to call you at 10:30, and he's going to be short and he's going to be quick." I said, "Okay, whatever." So I hang the phone up, and sure enough, Dr. Friedman called the house, and that's when everything broke right there. It was so Julie, she started us. She has been just so helpful. And she was like, I know what you're going through, what you're fixing to go through. You have no clue, guys. And me and this old country girl, we didn't have no clue. Trust me. But
She navigated the process. And
yes,
without
Julie,
her, it wouldn't have been.
it wouldn't have been possible
such a sweet
without.
story. It would have been a bad thing.
I would have never made it to Duke if it hadn't been for Julie Houston. I would have never made it up for her, and I know that. But now that everything's over, there's been times that Julie was all we had. You know, I've seen my wife about have a nervous breakdown. I would even call Julie, please talk to my wife. You know, and a lot of times just kind words from somebody experiencing what you're going through now, and they done been through it. Just the kind words that they say to you makes a big difference in somebody's life, and that's what Miss Julie's done for us. And I know that if she had had the money and her organization, she would have been able to help me and my family. Help more. I mean, she helped all she could, all but financially. I mean, she showed support, love, everything else but money. You know, and money's the root of all evil. But Miss Julie is she's a wonderful lady, and she's trying to do good for people like me that I was born with nothing, and I pretty much still got all that left. I can say that. But the way she went about doing it, even when I was down and out, she would tell me, Terry, you got to be strong. You got to keep going. You got to help me build this here. There's nobody going to help me either until we get this thing out and let everybody know how, I'm kind of lost for words there, how important it is for people to know about the brain tumors. And I never knowed about it till Miss Julie said it. I never know. And come to find out, there's 190,000 people per year get diagnosed with a brain tumor. And I found out I had one trying to protect my son. And then to watch my kids have to go through all this. Julie needs help. She needs support. If there's anybody out there that can help her get this thing up on and get it up on top and get it rolling, God bless you, she needs it.
Sunshine blinds you on your way. You might have years of tears behind you, but right now you got one more